I'm Promadiada, and this is Zero, and today we're going to teach you how to get your bearded dragon to trust you. The first thing you need to know about getting your bearded dragon to trust you is how to pick them up and hold them correctly. How to pick up your bearded dragon and hold him or her correctly. So what you do is take your 2 fingers of your left hand and put it under the neck. If they're laying kind of like him, then you might want to just go underneath his head and lift him up. It doesn't really, it'll bother them a little bit, but it's okay. And then go under their chest, see? And take these 2 fingers, make a swooping motion like this, and swoop under. Kind of like move your hand. You can also use your right hand to help, but normally they'll feel comfortable if there's just one hand like near them. But normally I do it with 4 fingers because it's more easier. So I used to do it with 2 fingers when he was smaller, but now I do it with 4. And kind of like swoop up his legs. And you see, I am grabbing his feet. Make sure to hold their feet. And that's how you hold them. That's how you grab them correctly. But if you want to hold them correctly, if they're small like him, he's only 11 months, then you can use one hand. But if they're big, like a full-grown, halfway, if they're, you can use one hand if they're still a juvenile. You can use one hand if they're older, but it's better to use 2 hands if they still don't trust you by the time they're older. But if you keep at it, they'll trust you. Anyways, what I like to do is I like to hold him with one hand, like this. And you're supposed to hold their back legs, but he doesn't really mind if his legs are down, but every bearded dragon is different. So if your bearded dragon prefers his legs down like him, or his legs up like him, either way works for him. So yeah. The second thing that you can do to get your bearded dragon to trust you is to read to them. It helps them get used to your voice. So usually I read Zero Benjamin Bunny because it's short and he enjoys it. Zero will either sit on my lap or on the ground in front of me. But one rule that you need to follow is you can't force them to do anything they don't want. Don't force your beardie to sit or do something you want because that'll make them feel unsafe and angry. The third thing that you could do to get your bearded dragon to trust you is to watch a movie with them, especially a colorful movie. They like colors because it reminds them of bugs. When Zero watches a movie or something, he watches like YouTube or me edit my TV video or when I do school, but he doesn't really watch movies or anything like that. But when he does, he'll watch like bearded dragon stuff or like bug eating stuff, like a bug game or something like that. And that's all he watches. The fourth thing that you can do to get your bearded dragon to trust you is to bring them into the bathroom. Like, literally, bring them into the bathroom. What I mean when I say that is bring them to the bathtub, not just in the bathroom. When you bring them into the bathroom, you sit down with them. You put them in your lap. The bathtub is cold because it's just sitting there. It's just there. So your bearded dragon will run off of you if they don't trust you. And when they feel that the bathtub is really cold, then they'll come back to you because they'll notice that you are way warmer than the bathtub was. Then it makes them feel safer and feels that you will provide warmth when they're cold. This is the bathtub and he's sitting on my lap. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just keep the legs flat and you're supposed to have them on your leg. He doesn't run off anymore because he already knows, because I've already done this before, he already knows that the bathtub is super cold. And that's how you just bring him to the bathtub, like I said. Simple. The fifth thing that you can do to get your bearded dragon to trust you is a piece of one of your clothing, like a sock, a pants, leggings, a shirt that you don't need anymore, but something that you wore so it has your scent on it. Cut like a good square and put it in their enclosure. It helps them get used to your scent. So basically what I did when he was little is I took this pink sock and I gave it to him, and I would put it on his log, or I would just put it next to him on his thing, like that. The sixth and final thing you can do to get your bearded dragon to trust you is to hand feed. So basically, like I said, hand feed them. This is a real cricket here, and that's Zero. He's gonna eat it. See? 1, 2, 3. How he's kind of in my hand. It's okay if they bite your hand. They don't mean it. They're just trying to get the bug. And this bag, they're all trying to get run out. But yeah. Thanks for watching our video. Hope you learned how to get your bearded dragon to trust you. Bye.